For years, I was obsessed with this topic of testosterone. I really looked into every video, every article, trying to find everything I need to know about testosterone, how to increase it, how to build it, how to maximize it for muscle growth, for mental clarity, and everything of that nature. And if you look into testosterone or men's muscle building, there is obviously the extremes of people taking like hardcore steroids, drugs, or anything of that nature, but not talking about that. I'm looking into advanced techniques that are actually natural and things that I can do that are in my control. And everything was always the useless cookie cutter stuff, like the basics, mastering your sleep, this, that, all that jazz, which is fine. This is great. Those are things that you should definitely be doing. But I wanted to know if there's anything else. And whenever I looked into trying to find something advanced in men's health, there would be people guarding these information with either some sort of course and all that jazz. I decided to invest in those courses and try to see what I can find, what I can do with it, and anything of that nature. So this video will actually give you a glimpse of those advanced techniques to actually increase testosterone that are not cookie cutter and will actually benefit you in the long run, and something that's easily achievable for everyone. Without further ado, let's get started. Advanced tip number 1, aggressively reduce endocrine disruptors. So if you look around our environment right now, we are surrounded by microplastics. There's so many components that are like estrogens that are meant to mimic estrogen in our body. And these really tank our testosterone and increase estrogen. And among them, if you think about it, is probably plastic. So firstly, you want to swap out any kind of plastic water bottles for metal or glass in this case. Like never drink from plastic water bottles and never ever microwave your food in plastic containers. Second, you want to filter your water. This is probably a no-brainer, but never drink tap water. It contains all sorts of compounds that are not beneficial for you, like fluoride, glyphosate, and all that jazz. So the best way to go about it is to get a reverse osmosis water filter, and that's something you could get on Amazon or anything of the nature, and you could hook it up to your water line. That's something that I did myself, and you could look it up on YouTube how to go about it. And finally, third, be mindful of receipts. This is something that was a shocker to me. And these receipts are coated with BPA, and something that not a lot of people know about, and people do touch them a lot, but that's really something that you should not be touching when you actually go to a cash register or thing of that nature. And if you do happen to touch it, make sure you get rid of it as fast as possible and wash your hands. Our skin is the biggest organ that we have, and anything that you apply to your skin or anything you touch can be absorbed. So just think of that as you are touching receipts, and they contain far more microplastics and BPA than anything else. That's probably one of the biggest advanced tips I can give you. Advanced tip number 2, practice grounding. This might sound strange, but if you think about it, we don't walk barefoot on the ground anymore. We don't walk barefoot in the grass or on just fair ground. And that is something that really reduces your stress. It actually reduces your inflammation. It almost, the quote unquote, grounds your body to be a bit more relaxed and steady state. And if you do this 15 to 30 minutes a day. So start with 10 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes in the morning. As you're getting your morning sun, sit outside or anywhere and basically have barefoot ground yourself on any ground surface, or better yet, in the grass itself. And that will really help you to ease yourself and actually reduce stress and lower your inflammation. Advanced tip number 3, optimize your circadian rhythm. You want to be waking up as early as possible when the sun is rising, and also you want to be outside when the sun is setting. Like you want your body to actually see the sunlight as it's rising, or you want to be there outside within the hour or 2 hours of waking up. This is something that will really drastically improve your testosterone. It will actually give you a wake-up call, and the sun will also prime your skin to be more resilient in midday when the sun is actually heavy. During the time of morning sun as well as afternoon when the sun is setting, both of these times, the UV rays are 0, and you can actually walk outside with minimal sunscreen or no sunscreen at all. I recommend no sunscreen at all during those times, and you'll see that your body is exposed to so much red light that your skin will be better, your hair would start growing, and you would actually feel better throughout the day if you do this one tip of just improving your circadian rhythm. So that also looks like sleeping by 9-10 p.m. at max 10-30 p.m. This is something I struggle with myself and I try to do all the time. And then waking up about anywhere from 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. I try to be up by 7 a.m. but I also sometimes struggle a lot, but that's something that I'm just sharing for clarity, and that does help you a lot throughout your day when you're actually doing something. With the advanced tips out of the way, let's talk about the foundations. There are key foundations foundations that you need to maintain. And the first foundation is mastering your nutrition. You probably saw this coming. Like, testosterone is built of, there's 3 micronutrients that testosterone is built on. The first one being zinc, magnesium, and vitamin D3. Get your zinc from red meats, magnesium from leafy greens, and your vitamin D3 from the sun, as we talked about, and consider supplementing. So these are probably 3 things that you should always be supplementing. For zinc, it would be zinc colonate, about 30 to 50 milligrams per day. For magnesium, it should be magnesium glycinate. You should be taking it before going to bed. And then vitamin D3, you should take it in the morning after your breakfast or maybe after your lunch, whichever you prioritize, about 5,000 IUs per day. And second, you should always prioritize healthy fats like avocado and wild-caught salmon. Healthy fats are also the building block of testosterone, and you really need that for all your sex hormones or anything of that nature. The most crucial one of them all, you should always avoid inflammatory seed oils like canola oils, sunflower oil, and they're almost in every processed and restaurant foods. These really wreck your testosterone, and they're cause of major problems throughout people as they age. A lot of times skin cancer is not from the sun, it's from the fact that you have in your skin, and when the sun is hitting you, it's actually oxidizing, causing your skin to react. And if you remove seed from your life, you might see that you actually tolerate the sun a lot better, and you're not getting sunburn, you're not getting all the harmful things that people are talking about. You should definitely use mineral-based sunscreen from time to time when it's really harsh outside, but you will see that if you stop taking in seed oils and also like waking up at the sun and also going outside when the sun is setting, your skin is more resilient and more primed to the sun than anything else. Master your training. Now, you should definitely be training hard. You should be hitting the weights 3 to 4 times a week. You should focus on big compound movements like squats, deadlifts, push-ups, pull-ups, and all that jazz. But you should also incorporate low intensity cardio like zone 2 cardio. Zone 2 cardio will actually increase the scope of your mitochondria, make them more healthy, make them more efficient. And zone 2 cardio is just walking outside. That's 10K walks. That's the easiest way to think about it. But if you want to go in the gym, go to a treadmill, put it at 12 incline, 3 miles per hour, and just walk about 20 to 30 minutes. If anything, more is better, but a good baseline is about 20 to 30 minutes, and I know I have friends who do 40 to 45 minutes. Manage your stress. This is probably a no-brainer. I think the best way to manage stress is probably getting good sleep and meditation or anything of that nature. So if you're praying or just being mindful throughout the day, and being mindful is just like focusing on something, and if you're just feeling puzzled, then it's like taking a breath and taking yourself outside from anything and just breathing yourself and like just focusing on the breath itself. And you also might find it relaxing to just do more walks. Like, walking will actually reduce your stress, also make you think more efficiently or solve a problem that you have in your mind. With that said, these are the strategies that I found to be very advanced and also foundational to increase your testosterone. So if you're feeling foggy, you're just not feeling like it, or you lack the motivation or anything of that nature, think of it as like your testosterone is probably tanking as something you should look at. Follow the steps. You should definitely focus on the foundations, but the advanced tricks are the things that will actually give you an edge. And if you want to have more in-depth analysis or have one-on-one conversations with me regarding this, feel free to join my school community. It will be linked in the description. With that said, cheers.